Hiya, welcome to another episode of Pickler the Podcast. We are your co-hosts, Stacie Townsend and John, the People's Champ, Davison. John, I heard your voice literally all weekend long because I was watching the APP Delray Beach Open where you were on the broadcast mic. Tell us about your weekend.
I'm surprised you still want to hear my voice, Stacie. I feel like my voice has just gotten so much deeper because I was with this guy, the play-by-play Ari Shannock, who has a lot of experience with college basketball, and he talks like super deep, and so it was like hard to like not compete but match his volume, right? So I feel like now I just have slowly transitioned into talking super deep like him. But it was fun. I got on championship court 1 for the men's doubles gold
Mm-hmm.
final, and then but yeah, I had spent the majority of the time on championship court 2. I'm trying to think. We have a guest today, Stacie. I'm trying to think if I had this guest on my court. I think I did actually. I did for a match. So it was fun. Had a lot of good pickleball and good weather. Got a little toasty, but it was fun.
Well, I think we should just get right down to it. And I think you want to introduce our guest since you've had some experience talking about her in the last few days.
Yeah. So she's pretty decent at pickleball, I would say. No, pretty good. Rising star, a junior player, known none other than Jorja Johnson. So
Woo, Jorja Johnson.
woo.
Hello.
I don't even think you can say junior player anymore, John, because she's tearing it up at every level, including what you sometimes you call the normal pro level.
Yeah.
I think, Jorja, I've been following you, and your track record the last 3 months is super impressive. I think you've taken home 12 medals at the pro level, so and including on both tours. What to walk us through these last 3 months? Where's your head at?
So, the month started in Florida. It was a bit of a Florida tour, and I played 4 tournaments. Um, the first one was Punta Gorda, where I played with my brother JW, and we got bronze in mixed. And then I played with Anna Bright and shook things up a little bit, I would say. I don't think anyone is expecting us to win. Anna only playing um, such a short amount of time, and that being our first time playing in a tournament together. So we ended up winning, taking gold in that one. Um,
And that was your
and I think
first women's gold medal, correct?
yes, that was yeah. I've gotten bronze in women's before, but never a gold, and that was really special. And I'll always remember that. It was one of the coolest experiences, and doing it with such a cool and amazing partner. I'll never forget it. Uh, and then I ended up taking bronze again and the women's singles the next day. Uh, I was a bit tired. I'd never made it that far in all 3 events in one tournament, so that was pretty cool. It was a good tournament for all my family and friends.
I know you guys have been
Um,
cleaning it up. I get for everybody that doesn't know, Jorja Johnson is the youngest member of the Johnson family. Who I read a recent headline calling you guys a new kind of triple threat, which I think is pretty perfect actually. But we have JW Johnson, who is your older brother. I think he just took over the men's singles #1 ranking.
yes,
He's killing it
he
on both
did.
tours as well. And then your mom is one of the top senior pros in the game. So you guys literally, as a family, travel around to these tournaments and clean up as a, as a family unit.
That's always the goal.
What's it
Um,
like? Tell us, what's it like being a part of this pickleball family? Like, what do you guys do
well,
every day?
Well, we like to drill in the morning and train and work out, and then kind of come home, regroup, and go play in the evening with everyone who is now off work. So all of our practice partners. Um, it's a really fun lifestyle. I know I definitely couldn't do it without them. Um, all that traveling alone and training alone. I wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't have my brother and my mom there with me. So I'm really grateful for them, and I love it. It's what I want to do, and it's what we like to do. We wouldn't be doing it otherwise, and yeah, super good times.
So did you say you like to drill? Because that's like not a favorite among a lot of people.
I like to win, and to win, you gotta drill. So,
Yeah,
it's a give and take.
I know. I don't drill enough, which is probably why I don't win a lot, Georgia. It's probably why the last time Stacie and I played you and JW, you guys wiped us out in about 3 minutes, if I remember correctly.
It's just an off day. I think we should run it back, and it'd be a different story.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it'd be a different story, but going back to that memory, Georgia,
I'm
I
helping
remember
you out here.
I remember you playing like on the court next to me. You were like all, cute and little. And then I got on the court, fast forward a year or two later, it's me and John versus you and JW. I was like, oh, Georgia's playing us. And then she beat me in like 2 minutes.
It was like
it wasn't cute.
It was the game to 15, and I swear it had to have lasted no longer than 4 minutes tops. Stacie and I looked at each other at the end. We're just like, what even just happened? Georgia, you were just whacking everything. And then JW cleaning up and like, all right, we're going to play to JW to start. So we return to JW. JW shakes and bakes. You come in and crash in. I'm like, I don't even know what to do here. I don't even know.
I think playing JW might have been your first mistake. Yeah, I definitely enjoy driving and coaching, and playing with JW. I think we just gel well together, and so that was part of it.
Yeah, and how do you like playing with Gabe Tardio? You guys have just started to partner together some. You were on my championship court 2 for one of the matches.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of who you played. I can't remember.
We were playing Cameron Blackwood and
Stefan.
I'm sorry, I don't know his last name, but it's Stefan.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah, he's one of my.
you guys just went to town. It was also like a 5-minute
Yeah.
long match.
Well, yeah, he's definitely one of my favorite partners, and it's nice partnering with someone close to your own age that you can call a friend and not just someone who, yeah, you might have similar styles or something, but to be able to call him a friend off the court is really special, and I really enjoy playing with Gabe.
Nice.
He's a great partner, and he's an amazing player.
Yeah.
And it's also nice to practice with someone, to play with something that you also practice with, and he lives locally, so that's always nice.
Yeah, I wish I could call Stacie a friend off the court too. But it's probably why
that's why you lost.
Probably why we haven't found our real success just yet.
We play our best when we're yelling at each other, Georgia.
Yeah.
John's kidding, everybody, just for the record. So, Georgia, at home, you're at the dinner table. It's mom, dad, who also is a pickleball fanatic, and I see him teaching at the local park all the time. You and JW, what do you guys talk about?
What do we talk about? Pickleball. We're big foodies. We talk about restaurants and stuff. Sorry. Mom? Can someone get the dog? Sorry.
I thought that was Julie in the background.
Well, Julie was making a lot of noise earlier right before we were about to get on. We had to tell Julie, Julie, just go sit outside or something.
They're probably saying the same thing to the dog now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, now they're all outside.
It's the Jorja Johnson show. Everybody else needs to get out of the house.
So what are we talking about? Yeah, food, travel, strategy. We talk a lot of pickleball. Not gonna lie.
Who's the best strategist?
J-Dub comes up with the best strategies and implements them the best, but Mom can explain them the best. So that's kind of a toss-up.
Oh, so there's a bit of a disconnect when JW is trying to give advice across the dinner table.
Yeah, he is so great at strategy. He's not so great at coaching. He's like, why can't you just do that? It's like, well, sorry, buddy. No one's that. I don't know how to explain it. As talented as you. Some of us have to struggle a little first.
Well, I have heard that you're pretty great at strategy too, and take it upon yourself when you're in a partnership to go over strategy with your partner, which I think is, lies beyond your years, Jorja, as a 15-year-old, that you go that extra mile. It probably explains a bit of your success because pickleball is such a strategic game, right? Is that the part of the game that you like the best, the strategy?
I would like to say it was, but it's probably the hands battles. I definitely enjoy. At some point in the game, it's more player to player, and playing with Gabriel and Anna, newer players to the sport. I'm kind of the veteran, which is kind of funny. So I'm able to give them a little strategy against players they've never come up against before. And I know when I first came into the game, JW did that for me. Lee did that for me, Sarah. So it feels good to pass something on.
Do you have any good strategy tips for us?
Strategy tips. Depends. Who are you playing?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
And then I can't. Then I can't hand out my tips.
I was just about to say you are playing. What everyone wants to know. You're playing mixed doubles against JW.
Ooh.
What do you do? What do you do?
I keep it away from JW. There's no better answer.
The only problem with that is if he's playing with Simone, like he did this past weekend, now what do you do? Because now you got Simone.
Well, we actually played JW and Simone in Plantation, and I thought we played them well. We came really close. The final score. No, I'm sorry. We played JW and Lee in Plantation. Simone was playing with Dylan, and I think we played them well. Final score was 15-17, so couldn't have played them bad. It was a tough match. I mean, they're amazing players, and you gotta really be locked in, no unforced errors, and go from there. Really.
Was it hard to play your brother?
We played like 4 or 5 times, and I wouldn't say that I have like an emotional problem with playing him. Some people think, oh, don't you feel bad? Nah, he beats me all the time. There's no pressure. He's number one in the world, so you can't feel too bad for losing to him.
I think that's a good perspective. I, for some reason, get a little nervous when I play my friends, and I'm an only child, so I can't imagine playing my brother. But at least for you, Jorja, you get to play him all the time. And one of my favorite things to do is whack a ball as hard as I can at JW. So I can only imagine how much you enjoy that as well.
Yes, yeah. I just don't like when it gets whacked back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem with that is his hands are just so good.
They are. And I get a little nervous playing my friends, but I feel comfortable knowing, when I'm playing my friends, it's going to be a friendly match. I know they're not going to cheat me. I know that they're not going to hook me or yell at me, or it'll be a friendly game, and whoever wins, and we're still friends afterwards, and no hard feelings.
Yeah, and
name of the game.
It's funny you mentioned that, and I know that you have just splashed in the pro scene over the last year or so, but now that more money's coming into the game, it's interesting. Do you think that there are more hooked calls and tight calls now that there's just more on the line? Are you experiencing that as you are playing?
Oh, completely. And
Oh wow.
it doesn't excuse it, but I understand that this is their only source of income and that they feel like if I get cheated, it's almost a compliment because they know that they can't beat me anyways. So they're cheap. Doesn't matter. They're not my friends. I don't associate. If you want to cheat me, that's okay because in a year and a half, there's going to be line judges and you're not going to win a match. Not going to win a game. You're going to be without a partner, without a friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sad.
Yeah, and that's incredibly mature of you, especially,
Mm-hmm.
you are 15 years old playing, 20 somethings, 30 something year old players. And, I've mentioned it while calling one of your matches. It's like, you can see your emotional maturity in the match. If things aren't going your
Mm-hmm.
way, you don't seem rattled. You seem like you stay very focused still. So, where do you get that from?
Um, I think it's just from competing all my life. I mean, I do get frustrated at myself, but at the end of the day, I know that I'm gonna go out. I'm still young. I can get better. I'm not. I'm not at my limit. I'm not at my end, and it motivates me more. I want to after I lose, I want to go out and I want to play and I want to drill. Um, maybe that's the only time I do want to drill is after I lose. Uh,
Georgia,
but yeah.
I've noticed a few times in your matches, it could be a tight match. You may even be winning. Sometimes you're losing. And I notice it more so in singles, but I have seen you do it in doubles where there's a timeout. You go and you sit down, usually with your back towards the court. What are you thinking in that moment, or what are you trying to tell yourself?
Um, Usually I'm just trying to catch my breath, regroup a little, go back over the game plan and what's working and what's not. And yeah, mostly strategy. Um, and just calm down, regroup, uh, what's working, what's not, and go from there.
So like a moment of calm, essentially, before you
Yeah.
head
You've
back
seen
out
my
there.
crisscross applesauce. That's what I'm doing now.
Yes. Well, I
It's
think you might be the only player I've seen sit crisscross applesauce on the pickleball court in a timeout. So,
yeah. They should try it sometime.
The only other person that comes to mind is like a Jack Foster, where he puts the towel over his head and he sits down into a corner.
Yeah.
That reminds me of that.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of who else sits down like that.
I think.
You might be the only one.
Sorry.
It's all right. We got Jorja Johnson on puppy patrol. The dogs are running wild.
They are. I don't know what my family's doing.
they're strategizing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This must be a prank. Let's hope.
So, Georgia, you said you train with the family and drill with them in the mornings. What does that look like?
Um, it's mostly an extended version of our warm up. Start at the line, we dink, um, one of us goes back, and it's helpful because there's three of us. So it's 1-on-2 or 2-on-1. And I think that's better for the one person because then we switch and you get more reps in, and the person on the far end gets to pick whatever they want to work on in the moment. And JW.
Tell JW get out of here.
Um, and yeah, we do drops, resets, And then we have a drill. I think it's kind of interesting. It's two people, and I think it's mostly for singles and then just movement in general. Um, and they dink them across the kitchen line full court. Nothing too crazy, not trying to break any ankles, but just for reach and resets and footwork.
So 2-on-1 at the kitchen line, the one person around as much as possible within reason.
Yeah.
How long is your longest dink rally? You have any idea?
Probably about 2 minutes.
Oh.
That's a long time.
Jeb's really good at it. Yeah.
It's probably really good for your singles games, both of you, especially
Mhm.
JW, because the men's game is so much of that cat and mouse. I imagine that drill is
Yeah.
really good for that and cardio.
Mhm.
Yeah, and interesting about the singles point, Stacie bringing up. You've mentioned Anna Bright, partnering with her, but it seems like you two have somewhat of a competitive rivalry right now. You're always finding yourselves against each other later in these tournaments at the start of the year. Like, you've gotten the better of her a few times, and unfortunately, she got the better of you this last tournament. What do you think happened in Delray versus when you were able to best her the last few tournaments?
So we've played 3 times now. She's won twice, I've won once. And I think in Delray, I'm not sure. I do prefer to play all day, instead of going out and playing one match.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like playing, you know, Simone and JW first round. It's kind of like, well, you didn't even warm up.
Yeah.
Uh, so that's that's not how I would prefer to play someone that good, but it is what it is, and she came out fired up and ready, and I definitely was very inconsistent first game. Really the whole match, but the first game was rough.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and she played well and she deserved it, so
Yeah, I apologize. I misspoke. I thought you bested her 2 out of the 3. But with the ones I watched, I called your plantation match, and it seemed like you did such a good job once you got to that kitchen line first, just boom, 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 just moving her all
mm,
around. I didn't get to see the Delray one in person. I was watching from all the other side of the stadium court, as much as I
mm,
could. But you definitely made it competitive because it was third set late. I don't remember what was the final score in the
mhm.
third.
Um, maybe at 6 or
Okay.
something like that.
Was that your first championship Sunday, Georgia?
Uh, yeah, I've never done that before. Uh, I think they're doing them for all the APP tier ones,
Hmm.
if I have spoken correctly. And yeah,
So what are you going to do next time to make sure you're ready to go?
maybe I'll play a couple practice matches instead of a practice game. Just get a little more ready, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely good that you've got that experience under your belt, so now you know what works, what doesn't work. Right. I know personally for me, for singles, I need to play for like an hour and a half before I even feel like I'm even hitting the ball correctly. So, it's interesting. You definitely need a good warm up to just come out like firing on all cylinders for just one match in a day. It's
Yeah,
got to be tough.
and I should really do that um before every singles event, because in Riverland PPA I lost first round, ended up coming as far back as I could to get bronze, and then again in uh, this tournament I lost first round and came back through to the gold medal match, and I guess I just like doing it the hard way,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
you're just taking the scenic route on your way through, just to play a few more matches in the day.
Hmm.
It's a
Getting
good
my
tip.
money's worth.
It's definitely a good tip to play as much as possible, though. I remember when I first started playing tournaments, I just warmed up and started playing. I didn't really know to play points like that, but you get all your one nervous energy out
Mm.
if you get a little nervous, and then you just much more crisp. So playing points before you play, playing games. To Georgia, your point, I think is really important, and just finding that sweet spot, I guess, between playing so you feel loose and then playing too much that you're tired, especially in the Florida heat. I can imagine any U.S. Open people come playing there in a couple weeks. If you play too much, you're probably going to be drained before you step on the court.
Yeah, the balance between warmed up and worn out.
Yeah, exactly. So, what do you have coming up here, Georgia? How many tournaments are you
My
playing?
next my next tournament is in Mesa, Arizona, in 2 weeks, and I'm excited for that one. That's an APP Tier 1, and I am playing with Johnson Cola.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to get back to you on who else I'm playing with. Uh, but yeah, it's not my favorite to travel to the other coast. But it's good because you see a few different people who don't necessarily travel to Florida a lot.
Hmm.
Um, a little more competition, just with some different people. And yeah, it'll be exciting. It's fun. Different atmosphere, which is hard. I know that a lot of people really don't like when they come from more um, higher altitude with more thin air. Uh, they don't like how the ball travels, and all I can say to that is I don't like how it travels there either. Uh,
Yeah, I think.
What are your goals with pickleball, Georgia? You're 15. You've really been playing in the pro division for less than a year. You're having huge success. What are your goals in the next 5 to 10 years with pickleball?
um, realistically, I just want to take my game to the farthest extent that is possible within the sport and within the time I joined. And I always thought, maybe if we got to um, to the Olympics, that's my dream. If I could represent the United States, my country, um, to pickleball players all around the world and everyone would get to see it, that would be amazing. And if I could do it with my brother, dream come true.
I think that it's a real possibility to be a demonstration sport in LA in 2028. And then I think whether it is in the Olympic Games is really a matter of how it grows worldwide.
Yeah,
Uh, so I think it's definitely there. I mean, if you look at some of the sports that got in the Olympics for Paris 2024, which include breakdancing, for instance, I think pickleball has a real shot, especially just given the growth trajectory. But we really need the global presence to
yeah,
step up.
yeah. I think it's um, what people would consider more of a you know what? Never mind. I don't want to offend any break dancers.
Well, I think that's a real goal or realistic goal too for you, Georgia, in your lifetime with how your game is progressing. And it sounds like you actually like playing with your brother. I know some people probably don't like playing with their siblings or their family members. So, what's it been like playing with JW?
It's um, it's nice to have someone that you're so comfortable with and you know their game so well, um, out there on the court with you. Uh, yeah,
What happens if JW misses a shot? What do you tell him? He missed you.
it's
You
okay,
set him up.
buddy.
Oh, oh! I thought you were going to give him a little rib. Go ahead, Georgia.
Oh no, it's okay, buddy. You'll get the next one.
What a
or
supportive
you're right
sister.
there. Yeah.
And what if the roles were reversed? What does he tell you?
Good try. Nice try.
So he actually does communicate on the pickleball court?
Somewhat. And maybe because I'm his sister, I kind of get that a little bit. You don't have to talk to me. It's okay. We'll talk afterwards.
So, other than JW, who's your favorite partner to play with? I feel like I have a guess, but I want you to say it because I don't want to be wrong.
Okay. My favorite partner to play with. Uh, Hang on a second. I feel like I'm getting in trouble here.
Smart girl.
I want to go with my mom.
There you go.
My mom.
Well, no, I say that because it seems like you and Lee Whitwell have such good chemistry on the court, and it just looks like you guys are just having so much fun. At least from our vantage point. So you guys have just had such success together as well. But it's probably smart to just say your mom. It's nice to plug her in there for the support.
Mhm. Mhm.
I also think you and Gabe Tardio
Mhm.
are really fun to watch because you guys just have pure joy out there and you're amazing and super talented. So you guys are a very
Thank you.
fun duo. Anybody
Thank
that you
you.
have not played with that you would like to, call out right now that's on your list to play with?
Yes. Um, I would love to get one with Vivian. I think she's such a fun, bubbly player. Super fun to watch and killer backhand. That's all I can say. Killer backhand. I can appreciate a killer backhand.
Anybody else? Any other shout outs?
Um, I'm playing one with Thomas Wilson, which is
Wow.
super exciting. Really looking forward to that. That'll be tons of fun. He's so nice on the court and really fun person. That'll be awesome.
Awesome. So, Georgia, you and JW notably have not signed with the PPA. You are a free
Mhm.
agent. And I think you notably have not signed too many sponsorship deals. You've been maybe holding out for your stock to rise, which I think is super smart decision because both you and JW, the whole family, uh, killing it right now. However, you have a new sponsor. Would you like to talk about it?
I do, and I would. I recently, actually, it was just announced today. I'm sorry. It was just announced March 21st that I signed with Chicken and Pickle. They're a super amazing team, and it was really fun family. I really enjoy all the other players that they have on the team. To name a few, Yana and Dylan and um, Lauren and many others, but it was super exciting that I was able to join them, and I'm super excited for all of our partnerships and things leading forward.
I'm pretty sure most people out there have heard of Chicken and Pickle because it was the first of its kind. But for those who don't know, it's kind of like a Top Golf for pickleball, where they serve great food centered around chicken. It sounds like I haven't been to try it out,
Yes.
but maybe we'll get an invite, John, one of these days to a
Maybe.
podcast from a Chicken and Pickle.
Maybe. That'd be
And
nice.
then they also, yes, and then they also have indoor, outdoor pickleball courts, a bar, other games like cornhole and big Jenga and all that.
I
So
love the atmosphere there. It's like a giant party. People come and they stay just all day. Their food is great. I have food allergies and they cater to that, and I was very pleased, pleasantly surprised, excited. I did a next gen there, and they have like shuffleboard and pickleball and indoor pickleball, and they serve you your food to the court, and it's just amazing. I love their facility and super good time.
Well,
Always go if you have the chance.
yeah. Well, congrats to you, Georgia. You definitely deserve it. You're very, you know, your pickleball success has really exploded lately. and
Mhm.
a part of a great
Thank you.
family, and you deserve every bit of it. So we're happy for you.
Thank you.
But just don't ever beat me so badly again. Then I'm going to take everything back that I just said. Okay?
Don't ever play me again.
So Chicken and Pickle, are you going to be heading there to do any clinics or any showcases, or are you just promoting them on the tour? What do we what can we
I
expect from
will
this
be.
partnership?
I will be. I'm doing a couple of exhibitions and clinics. They have a really cool thing at the end of the year. Um, and they do it with Jack Sock, so be on the lookout for that. That'll be really, really fun.
Can you tell us any more, or is it under wraps until later this year?
I believe they did something similar last year, and they're switching it up just a little bit, but more uh, an exhibit. I actually don't know if I should talk about that. I don't know.
Just a little
Be on the
tease, more to
lookout for
come.
something really cool at the end of the year, basically.
I know Chicken and Pickle has really been an interesting concept, and there's been a ton of copycats now, seeing all their success. What I
Hmm.
want to know from Chicken and Pickle, Georgia, and maybe you can go find out and report back, is when they're going to open one in South Florida.
I'm gonna start having to do some convincing because we need one here.
We're
That
going to
would be
give
awesome.
Yes, we're going to give you that task. And I think John is based out of Jacksonville, so he needs one in North Florida. So we need one in each location. If you can work on that.
All right, will
Yeah,
do.
100%, Georgia. That's your job. Right after this, I want you to give them a call and make sure that happens, okay?
All right, all right. Anything for you, the people's champ.
That's right. She knows. You're a couple years away from possibility of going to college. I believe JW is putting that on pause. Are you thinking of doing the same and pursuing pickleball, or you want to go to college? What are your next couple years looking like?
It really depends on the trajectory of the sport. I mean, I would of course love to just do pickleball, but education is important, and you know, it really all depends if I can make a solid living off this in a couple of years. I know it's I know some people do it now, but it's rough, and I know I could always teach, but that's not really where my passion lies, and um I would love to be able to do this full time, but as of right now, no decisions have been made, and
I think you got some time, Georgia.
Yeah.
yeah, I have a bit of time to decide on that.
Yeah, you have a couple years, but it's always interesting to see like what kind of goals, you have, and I think you're right. It'll be interesting to see where the sport will be in a couple years, because over the last 2 years it's like a completely different sport. You know, before
Hmm.
you joined, there was like there was a pro tour, but not really. There was really no organization, right? It was just tournaments
Yeah,
scattered, and there was some big tournaments, and
Hmm.
that was pretty much it.
but not big money.
Yeah, like
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
US Open and Nationals and TOC were like the biggest things, and now it just seems, I mean, there's still some excitement around those events, but now it's just like another tournament. So, it's
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely still big deals to mostly the amateur players, I would say, but I feel like um, once tournaments like the APP New York City one come around and there's more of those, the focus is going to be drawn away from the name of the tournament and more focused towards the money of the tournament. And I think, and the venue as well. I mean, the NYC, I haven't seen it yet, but I mean, I'm sorry. Um, the venue is supposed to be amazing, and I'm really excited for that tournament.
yeah, I'm going to be there, and I think Stacie's going to join me. She said she would. So, George, I'm just saying, if you get us first round, I'm just letting you know right now. that we are bringing the heat.
All right.
And
And
we're
you know
gonna
what? You can't take the heat. Stay out of the kitchen. I'm gonna be playing for you from baseline.
we're gonna play a few warm-up games before, John. Make sure we're really in rare form, at least our come-ons and let's goes.
Yeah,
And then
Yeah,
we'll
some
hit the court.
vocal warm up.
100%. You know, I usually don't start playing my best pickleball until like hour 4. So, Stacie, we're probably going to need to get there at like 5 in the morning for a good warm up. So, hope that's okay with you, Stacie, unless you've already backed out on me. We'll see.
I'm a morning person, so I'm okay with it. But I probably need to work on my cardio if we're going to be warming up for 4 hours. But then again,
I'm still concerned for your voices. Maybe I'll have to ask Anna for some tips.
Yeah, she gets pretty loud, doesn't she?
I like that. She keeps me pumped up, and you always want to play your best when you're playing with her. It's a really, really great partner.
Are you playing with her in some more tournaments this year?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, you guys will definitely be
we got
bringing
a couple coming up.
intensity for sure.
I thought you guys partnered really, you meshed really well together. So that I'm excited to see you guys play again.
Me too. That'll be fun.
Nobody can out yell Stacie and I, though. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
Maybe Julian, maybe that Julian Arnold guy, but
hey, no one can out yell Julian.
That dude's on a whole nother level.
You've got a poster of him on your wall, don't you?
No, I do not. But if I did, it would be one that's like I could probably hear his voice just looking at it.
What else should we know about Jorja Johnson?
That's a loaded question. Can I have some examples?
Okay, how about this? You and JW Johnson are obviously very competitive, probably in a day-to-day as well. What is a couple things, not pickleball, that you beat his butt every single time?
I can outskate him any day.
Out.
It doesn't matter what kind of skating. Rollerblading, ice skating, just regular roller skating. I win. Probably because he can't stand up straight, right?
I was going to say, I can't even picture JW on any kind of skate.
It's not competitive. That's all I'm going to say.
That's awesome. So yeah, if we ever want to embarrass JW, we'll just bring a couple pair of roller skates out, and we'll make him skate around the pickleball courts. And you'll
then he'd have to.
Yeah, and you'll just be doing laps around him, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Anything else?
What can people expect from you this year?
What can people expect from me this year?
Lots of golds.
I don't know. Hopefully some more medals. I guess we'll see about that.
Are you looking to play the MLP this year?
Oh, yes. I sent in my application. We'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. It looked like a blast, last year. And I hope to be a part of that this year. It looked amazing. I really liked the team aspect of things, and the way it just brought different players together to see how they play with, even if they wouldn't normally partner in a regular tournament. And it was just really fun.
Yeah, well, that'll be exciting.
Super enjoyable to watch.
I mean, I feel like you definitely have proved yourself to get drafted. So whoever drafts you will definitely be lucky, I would say. So it'd be cool if they get both Johnsons on one team, possibly.
That'd be pretty cool.
I
Yeah, I shouldn't really want to play. I wouldn't want to play against him.
I put my name in the hat too, so it'd probably be lucky for you two as well to get me on your team. I'm just saying.
We'll be on the lookout.
Yeah. So we'll have to talk to some people, make that happen. I'm not sure if you want me on your team, but I'd be on your team.
Ditto.
Well, Jorja, is there anything you want to say to your fans worldwide?
Thank you for always supporting me and watching me. It really means a lot. And I'm super grateful for you guys. Uh, I don't really think of them as fans, more like as friends and people. That just seems too crazy for me. I don't want to get a big head. These headphones barely fit, anyways.
Well, we're really proud of
But
you, Jorja. You are a shining star, and we know you're only going to get better and better, and you're very fun to watch. And we'll be continuing as your fans and your friends cheering you on from the sidelines. So keep it up. And John, do you want to take us out?
Yeah. So, Jorja, do you have a cup nearby?
I do.
All right. We always cheers the camera, so just put it right up to the end of the camera.
I'm a true pickleball player. This is a pickle jar with water.
Well, all we do is we just cheers the camera and say, Pickler out. Everybody go follow Jorja Johnson. She's going to make some waves this year. All right. Ready?
Cheers.
Pickler out.